So when I'm owning a HDB flat and I'm desperate for money, right? What do? I've got somebody knocking on my door,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And saying I'm prepared to pay a certain amount of money for your flat.
Yeah.
Are you prepared to sell? Right? Now it's a lure of hard cash, right? And people say, yeah, wow, good money, let me buy,
Yeah.
and settle some of my debts. Maybe I can relax. Maybe I don't have a job. I can start a small business with this money, but not thinking, where am I going to live? Which is the most important thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where do I live? I mean, there are a number of factors. I think it really goes back to the 1960s and 70s when the government decided that they wanted to have home building program, and many people who lived in squatters were moved out, and the home building program started. Now, I think that was a start because then, I mean, I grew up in Sembawang, and that place is now the home that I grew up in as a boy is no more. It is now taken up by that space is now taken up by HDB flats.
Yeah.
So you have moved people away. So once people have that thing that you can move out of your home, then I think that was a start. That means a house is a house, it's not a home. And moving on from there, people then began. The government's philosophy is, I mean, at one level, it was the right thing to do because I mean, if not, Singapore would still be a squatter area. Is that what we want? I don't think we want that. But people moved into HDB flats. Then from HDB flats, they wanted, the government. One of the things about the housing policy is to give Singaporeans a stake in Singapore, right? And by giving them a stake in Singapore means that they will want to live in Singapore, to support the government, because the home, the house, is not just a house and not just a home, it has become an asset to be sold later. So the government did that knowing that Singaporeans will want to have a stake in Singapore, they will want stability in Singapore. Why? Because their home will have an economic value, and that value must go up. So if you look at that trend, so I think that over a period of time, over 30, 40 years, this whole notion of home slowly began to disappear. And today you have people, as you said, you read in the papers, people who are selling their flats without even having an alternative, another place to live in. And as a result, they just cash out, take the money for whatever reason, and then because they can't get another place to live in or rent, they go and pitch tents in the near
East Coast Park.
Yeah, near the beaches,
in the
East
park.
Coast Park.
Yeah.
So can you see how the whole house home thing has now got down to? I think it all started with the replacing of the squatter colony, slowly doing in the people's mind, slowly getting away with home, the notion of home. And I think this has, if not will have, a serious dimension to future, that whether Singapore is their home or is it just a house.
Yeah.
I'm talking about in a bigger picture point of view.
Yeah.
So will this be just a house for people? At one time there was a debate of whether Singapore is a hotel or a home. So do you come in here just live like a hotel? And once you begin to consider that, then for you Singapore is not a home. It's like a hotel. I think what I find it very, very difficult to grasp, and understand and accept is that the people who can live in their homes, right, are not. And there is this whole mantra, if you want to call it, to upgrade. Upgrading in your work, upgrading in your assets, and also upgrading in your home, in your house. And once you start talking like that, then you will have a population that will think of Singapore as a house, even worse, a hotel, not a home. So how do you then, what kind of impact will that have on the economy as we move along? I think they are coming to Singapore because Singapore is a place to make money. Right? Singapore may also be a place, it's a safe place. So they come here for reasons like that. They don't come here that this is my home. Right? Hopefully they will live here long enough and then say they will make this my home. But what is also driving property is that the prices, is that there are so many of these foreigners coming in here and they are buying up, and they want to live somewhere, so they look at it as a HDB resale, for example. They buy it on the resale flat. So when I'm owning a HDB flat and I'm desperate for money, right, what do? I've got somebody knocking on my door, right, and saying, I'm prepared to pay a certain amount of money for your flat. Are you prepared to sell? Right? I said, you're off. Hard cash, right? And people say, wow, good money, let me buy and settle some of my debts. Maybe I can relax. Maybe I don't have a job. I can start a small business with this money, but not thinking, where am I going to live? Which is the most important thing, isn't it? Where do I live? So I think the entry of foreigners has also contributed to this whole issue about home versus house.